Hello guys, welcome to Designing by SolidWorks. In the previous videos we learned how to create a base feature and the cut features. So now let's go to the editing and modifying the models. Here in the feature command manager, in the third column you can see some modifying and editing options. The options are same as the 2D sketching modifying options like this fillet option and the linear patterns and circular pattern options. There is also the chamfer option and the mirror options. There are also some new options like the reef feature, wrap feature, draft feature, self feature and the intersect. So we'll all learn this one by one. Let's go to the sketch and go draw a simple sketch and make a simple extrude. Okay, now exit the sketch. Now extrude. Okay, like this. Okay, now we have a simple solid model on our screen. Let's go to the fillet option. So what it does is it creates a rounded internal or external face along a face or edges in solid features. So when you click on this button, the fillet property manager is invoked and you can see here two options like manual and fillet expert. In the manual you can see some options like the fillet type, items to fillet, fillet parameters, setback parameters and some fillet options. See, in the fillet type you can see constant size, variable size, face fillet and full round fillet. What these all do we'll see one by one. In the constant size you can see these are the options. In items to fillet you have to select the edges or the faces you need to fillet. If I select this edge and this edge, see what the constant size fillet does is it creates a fillet of constant radius along a selected entity. That means the radius of the fillet throughout this entity and throughout this entity they are equal. What the tangent propagation option does we'll see next. In the below through the tangent propagation there is the preview option, full preview, partial preview and no preview. In the full preview you can see the preview of the fillet option in the shaded graphics right here. Below that option you can see the fillet parameters. In the fillet parameters here, this is the spinner. You can here specify the radius of the fillet. You can increase it or you can decrease it. Okay. Below that is the multiple radius fillet option. What multiple radius fillet option does is, see, when we unselect this box, there is only one option to select a radius for all the entities you have selected to fillet. But when you check this box, see there are two options to select radiuses, one for this and one for this. So we can specify different radius of fillet for both of these entities, selected entities like the edge 1 and the edge 2. If I select 5 mm, see this will create a fillet of radius 5 mm here and the radius 10 mm here. And you can see the constant size fillet, that means along this edge the fillet of radius 5 mm is constant and this is the fillet of radius 10 mm is throughout this edge. What the setback parameter does is when we are going to fillet 3 or more edges that merge into a single vertex like this one here, this edge this edge and this edge, they merge into this single point, single vertex. Then in that case we have to select the setback parameter, and in here we have to select this point, and here it will show the directions, all the directions, this one, this one, this one. These are like the coordinate x, y and z axis perpendicular to each other, and you can specify the fillet radius to each of them. In the fillet options, this is the select through faces, keep features, rounded corners, and this is the overflow types. You have seen these options in the 2D sketch modifying options. In the keep feature, this one is important. So when your fillet or the cut feature is large enough to consume your complete feature, that means if you have applied any feature that obstruct the fillet feature, it will consume it, it will override it. So that feature you have added will be removed, not actually removed, but it will be not seen, it will be hidden due to the geometric inconsistency. So before applying the fillet, check that this box is selected. Okay, now let's click OK. See, it created a fillet of radius 5 mm here and radius 10 mm here. You can go back to the editing option here, and in the setback parameters, see, if I select this entity too, okay, in the setback parameters I select this point. See, there are three directions showing: E1, edge 1, edge 2 and edge 3. That means the three axes 1, 2, 3, x, y and z. Here you can add multiple radiuses to all the three edges. See, here I can add 20, or here I can add 5, here I can add 10. If I select OK, fail to create fillet, OK. See, we have to specify, make this 10 and make this 5. Okay, click OK. See, this feature is created. This is the merging point of these three edges, and this is a fillet of radius 5, this is of 10 and this is of 10. Okay, let's create another one. In the variable size, so what does the variable fillet size does is you can specify different radius for a single edge or a single entity at specified intervals. See, if I select edge, see, there are some points showing here, this point, this point and this point, this point, 4 points showing. That means we can specify the radius between these 2 points and these 2 points. See, I can add different radii between all these points. See, first one up to this I can add variable parameters. Here I can increase 4, 5, okay, here this is the radius, it is showing unassigned, so you can add. If I want a 2 millimeter, then here we'll add 5 millimeter. Here we will add 8 millimeter. Here we will add 10, go on increasing, 15. Okay, select OK. Okay, here the value is unassigned, make it 2. Okay, and also you can assign this value, make it also 2. Click OK. So now you can see, as we assign the values, the fillet radius is continuously increasing. 2, then 5, then 8, then 10, then 15, and then also 2 at this point. So you can also add more points and make the distances smaller to make your curve more smoother. Okay, in the next option, the fillet, is the face fillet. So in the face fillet option, see, you add fillet between two faces, so it adds or removes material according to the geometry and creates a curved surface using 2 or more faces like this. If I select this face and this face, see, it created fillet between these two faces right here. If I select OK, see, okay, and the next one is full round fillet. So what full round fillet does is, in the full round fillet you have to select, see, if I select OK, we have 3 faces. See, first face, here the second face, and here the third face. Okay, so what it will do is, it will create a complete curve in all these 3 faces using these 3 faces. Select OK. Okay, there is an error, input geometry and radius values. Okay, failed to create face fillet. Because of this fillet, it is overriding this fillet option, so we have to first delete this fillet. Okay, now let's go to the fillet option, full round fillet. Select this one, and then this one. Click OK. Sorry, delete. Here select this one. Now click OK. Okay. Now let's select two different planes. It is showing inconsistency. Unselect this one, unselect this one. Okay. Unselect this one. Okay. Select this one. Here select this one. And here select this one. Click OK. No. Let's delete all this fillet options. Okay. Now let's draw again. Select this face. Select this face. And select this face. Okay. Click OK. See what happened? It converted those three faces into a completely round structure like this. Those previous fillets were obstructing this new fillet, so it was showing the revealed error. Okay. The next option is, we are done with the manual option. The next option is the fillet export option. See, here you can see three options: add, change and corner. In the add option, it is actually pretty simple and easy to use. Here you can select the items to fillet, like select this face and select this face. See what it is. It completely fillets this face. This is one face, this curve face and this face. If I also unselect this face, okay, apply. See, it added the fillet of radius 10 mm around this face. Complete. So this fillet export option is actually pretty easy to use, and these are the options. We have seen this before. Okay, so the next one is the chamfer option. The chamfer option is actually pretty similar to the fillet option. The only difference between a fillet and a chamfer is the chamfer, it does not create a round structure, it creates another plane structure. See, in the chamfer parameters, if I select this plane and this plane, it will, I guess, show another error. Let's try. If I select this edge, and now I have to select the distance, select 10 mm, select full preview. Okay, this is showing revealed errors. See, cannot build chamfer due to geometry conditions. Please check if the selected geometry and parameters are correct. Try turning on the tangent propagation option. Okay, let's close this, delete this fillet. Yes, this fillet is again obstructing our chamfer option. See, in the chamfer parameter, select this edge. Here you can see this edge is replaced by this plane right here. Select OK. So another plane is created, and this is the distance of 10 mm. You can specify the distance right there in the spinner here, and this is the angle you want to make your chamfer. If I increase or decrease this angle, you can see the angle with the vertical is decreased to 20. If I increase the angle like 75, see the angle with the vertical is increased. And these are some options, we have seen it earlier in the 2D sketches. Okay, so these are the fillet and the chamfer option, and that should be today, guys. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. In the next video we're going to learn about the linear patterns and mid-reading options, and then we'll go to other feature options. Thank you.